Good morning, students. This video is for grade 6th, subject science, block 13, movement in animals. We are continuing with LP 3 and 4, that is locomotion in invertebrates and significance of adaptation. So let's start. The aim of this lesson is to explain the similarities and differences in the locomotion of some invertebrates and the significance of adaptation to the movement of animals. The keywords are invertebrate and adaptation. The resources required are S3 of volume book, notebook and Exceed content book. Students, just pause your video and think and try to answer these questions which are based on previous lesson. Have you seen an earthworm moving? A snail and earthworm crawling? Do they have a backbone? Just think. Let's see. An earthworm, snail and cockroach do not have a backbone. So today we will identify the similarities and differences in the movement of some animals that do not have a backbone. Students, you have to copy down this Venn diagram in your notebook. Read the section locomotion in invertebrates from the Exceed content book. After reading, compare and try to fill the Venn diagram. Here 3 Venn diagrams are given in the picture. In the first, you have to write the similarities and differences between earthworm and snail. In the second one, you have to write the similarities and differences between the movement of snail and cockroach. And in the third one, you have to compare the movements of cockroach and earthworm. For this, you can pause your video and then again resume the video. Now there are some questions based on this activity. What is the difference between the movement of snail, an earthworm and a cockroach? How does each move? What is the similarity in their movements? So students, a cockroach can walk, climb and fly, but a snail and earthworm cannot. In the previous LP, students, we already discussed that some animals or the creatures can show more than one kind of movement. So cockroach is showing in this case 3 types of movements, while snail and earthworms are unable to do that. An earthworm moves using its muscles to shorten and lengthen its body. Students, you have seen earthworm usually in the rainy season. These are also called farmer's friend and they are usually present in the moist soil. And whenever they move, so sometime during the movement they contract themselves and then they expand themselves. And in this way they can move forward. This type of contraction and relaxation will provide a push to move the body forward. A snail moves with the help of its foot. The foot produces a series of wave-like movement that pushes the snail's body forward. Cockroach can walk, run, climb and even fly short distances using its 3 pairs of legs and 2 pairs of wings. You might have seen cockroaches in your kitchens, and it is a nocturnal kind of insect because it is found in night time, and this is showing all these kind of movements. While snail, earthworm move by gliding along the ground. So we can say that there is a similarity between the movement of snail and earthworm. They are showing gliding movement on the ground. Now see the body structures of these 3 organisms which are not having any backbone. You can see that 3 pair of legs are present in the cockroach and 2 pair of wings are there. Earthworm is having very moist body and through the muscles, through the contraction and relaxation it will move forward. And snail is having muscular foot which will also help it to move forward. Now, which animals do not have a backbone? What are they called? What is unique about their movement? Why does a snail leave behind a trail of moisture? So let's see the answer of these questions, students. Earthworms, snails and cockroaches do not have a backbone, and these animals are called invertebrates. If you can remember, in the last video we discussed about vertebrates, and these are the animals which have backbone, while invertebrates are the animals which are not having backbone. So definitely the movements of these 2 types of animals will be different. The unique thing about the movement of a snail, earthworm and cockroach is that they move with the help of their muscles. So we can say this is the similarity between the movement of these three animals. Circular muscles of the earthworm, the muscular foot of the snail, and the joints supported by muscles of the cockroach help them to move. Snails leave a trail of slimy substance. Slimy means moist substance, which is called mucus, that reduces the friction between its foot and the ground surface, and it enables the snail to move forward smoothly. Now, how are the movements of vertebrates similar and different from those of invertebrates? So students, yesterday's video was all about the movement of vertebrates, and today we are discussing the movement of invertebrates. So you can give the answer of this question. You can find out the similarities and differences between the animals of these two categories. Some vertebrates like the snake and invertebrates like the snail move in a wave-like manner, which is also called zigzag pattern. Most of the vertebrates like birds and humans walked, while only few invertebrates like cockroaches can walk. Now, in this LP, we discussed about the movement of invertebrates, the unique features of their movement. After this, we will continue with the LP4 in the same video, which is all about the significance of adaptation. Students, for understanding this concept of adaptation, first you have to read the section Significance of Adaptation from the Exceed content book. Then you will be able to answer these questions. How do various animals like birds and cockroaches move, which is already discussed in the previous videos. How do their body parts help in their movement? So students, we already know that animals move in different ways. Birds fly, walk and hop. Cockroach walk, jump and fly. The legs of birds help birds to walk and hop. The wings of the birds help them to fly. The three pairs of jointed legs help cockroach to walk and jump. A pair of wings helps them to fly. So we can see here that all the animals are showing different type of movements, and different type of body parts are involved in this kind of movements. Now, why do animals need to change the way they move according to their environment or to the place they live in? What is this called? Students, I am going to introduce here the new term, that is adaptation. The animals need to change the way they move according to their environment so that they can live, hunt for food or escape from the predators in that environment. And this is called adaptation. How does a frog move? How does a monkey move? How are these two movements different? So frogs can walk, jump and swim as they live in water as well as on the land. And such animals are called amphibians as they are living on land as well as in water. Monkeys walk and jump and cannot swim as they live on land and not in water. So we can see that the place of living is affecting the movement of the animals, and this is all called about the adaptation. These animals have adapted themselves according to their habitat. Habitat is a natural place of living, which we already discussed in the previous blocks. How do the various animals like frogs or fish adapt their movements? How does this help them to move? Students, for giving the answer of this question, first see that what are the habitats of these animals. If I will talk about frogs, so frog is an amphibian. It can live on land as well as in water. So definitely its movement will be adapted for doing movement in both kind of environment. While fish is an aquatic animal, it is completely living in water, and therefore the adaptive features of the fish will be suitable to make the movement in water only. Now see, various animals like frogs and fish have adapted some physical features that help them in their movement so that they can move from one place to another in their habitat. Frogs have adapted webbed feet so that they can easily swim in water. At the same time, they can also move on the ground. While fish have adapted their streamlined body, fins, and tail for their movement in the water. These adaptations help them to move from one place to another in the environment where they live. Students, we already saw the significance of streamlined body in case of birds and fish. Such type of body will help the birds to fly and the fish to swim without any resistance or with the least resistance. Now, what will happen if the animals do not adapt to the environment they live in? Give an example. If the animals do not adapt to the environment, they will not be able to move in order to get food and protect themselves from the predators or escape from the harsh climate conditions. Thus, they will not be able to survive. For example, if frogs do not have webbed feet, they cannot swim in water and they will be not able to survive in water. So students, in today's video we learned about unique features of the movement of invertebrates, means the animals which are not having backbone, and the significance of adaptation for the movement of animals. Now there are some quiz questions, try to solve them. What are the similarities in the movement of snake and earthworm? Name the organs of movement in the snail and cockroaches. Write these answers in your notebook and share with me. Now you have to finish S3 of your volume book and you have to complete your practice questions from the Exceed content book based on today's learning. The picture of S3 is attached here. So we will discuss the question answers. The first question is, circle the animal that moves in a wave-like manner. The options are lizard, kangaroo, fish, earthworm, cockroach and pigeon. So we can already discussed here that earthworm and fish, they are showing wave-like motion. So circle these two. Now the next question is, explain the similarities and differences in the movement of any two invertebrate animals. So a very common characteristic we saw in all three invertebrates, that is snail, cockroach and earthworm, that they move by gliding along the ground and they all use their muscles for the movement. So this can be kept in similarities. While the difference, cockroach can walk, climb and fly, but earthworm and snails cannot show such movements. Right? Now the third question is, how are the movements of some vertebrates like snakes and invertebrates like earthworm similar? So students, the similarity of movement of a snake and earthworm is they both move in wave-like manner or zigzag manner. So in this way we discuss the volume book questions. You just complete them. And this is it for today. Thank you students. Have a great day.